Hello everyone, my name is Fox. I'm going to be joining my Steam pals here. We're going to be talking about our favorite games of 2022. My list is in no particular order. Up first is Vampire Survivors. This is a game that I think is going to be on a lot of people's lists, and for a good reason. Much like Civilization, where there's one more turn, you will play the game and the rapid progression, 30 minutes go by and you don't know how it happened. I play this game exclusively on PC, specifically through my Game Pass subscription, so all of the achievements I have are on Xbox, but I did get every achievement possible, so I completed Vampire Survivors as much as anyone could complete Vampire Survivors.
One of my favorite games of all time, and that's Monster Hunter Sunbreak. Now, Monster Hunter Rise is my favorite Monster Hunter game, and Sunbreak just expands upon it in so many awesome ways. I dumped about 50 hours into the expansion, and I could have put way more into it had I not gotten distracted by other stuff. The base game was already pretty amazing, but the addition of new abilities, new monsters, and new locations was really great. I especially loved the way that they gave you more ways to unlock the ability to move around the map faster, meaning that you can get in, hunt a monster, and get out really quickly if you knew your way around. In the base game, I was mostly hammer and hunting horn. I tried quite a few other combos, but I think I ended up settling on sword and shield in Monster Hunter Sunbreak. I love the new skills that they added, and it's just really fun. The cool thing about Monster Hunter is that each of the different weapons feels different. So as you're playing the game, if you decide that you don't like the way that combat is feeling, try other weapons and you're eventually going to find one that really matches you. My favorites are the hammer, the hunting horn, the sword and shield, and probably the light bowgun. Monster Hunter Rise is easily my favorite in the series, and Sunbreak made everything about Monster Hunter Rise even better.
This is High Tech Lowlife, and I've talked extensively about a lot of the games I played on Steam Deck. But of all the games that released this year, my favorite has to be, of course, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is another From Software masterpiece. It's From Software's signature dark fantasy style, but this time, open world, with the lore and environment being co-written by George R.R. Martin of A Song of Ice and Fire fame. Elden Ring retains a lot of From Software's signature character customization system, multiple different weapon types to use, multiple different spells to master. And due to the extremely fluid nature of character customizations, you're never fully pigeonholed into a singular class. That said, if you're extremely accustomed to modern video game difficulties, then you'll find Elden Ring to be extremely difficult. But if you're used to playing games at a higher difficulty, or perhaps you're used to playing older retro games, then Elden Ring's difficulty shouldn't be too bad for you. And unlike From Software's prior Souls-like games, there's a massive open world for you to explore. Feel like you're always stuck in one place? You can go to another place and explore there and see what treasures await you there. Maybe, just maybe, you'll find your new favorite weapon. And thanks to the Steam Deck, you can take TGA 2022's Game of the Year with you basically anywhere.
Hey everyone, this is Richard from Fan to Deck, and Neon White is the best damn game of the year. Actually, it's two games in one, and the two games are mostly separate entities, kinda like ActRaiser on the SNES, but unlike ActRaiser, both halves would be completely enjoyable as separate games, and together they are greater than the sum of its parts. The main gameplay is white-knuckle first-person parkour with best times that are much easier to achieve than many counterparts in the same genre. Still, there is reason to push your time even further with developer medals and a leaderboard that will have you looking to squeeze out tenths of a second just to beat your friends. There is light gunplay as well, but it's more about quick trigger marksmanship than it is about spraying and praying. The focus is always on speed and precision, and sometimes you need a break from that high intensity play. That's where the second half of the game shines. Neon White is comprised of 97 levels across 12 missions. Each mission is punctuated by what is effectively a visual novel. The story itself is compelling. You're a sinner competing with other sinners, all called neons, for a chance to enter heaven, but the visual novel aspect really shines in the twists and turns of your relationship with other neons as well as inhabitants of heaven. There's a little bit of mystery as you try to figure out who is really on your side and who's just waiting to double cross you. Both halves of this game serve as a foil to each other and provide a pacing that is honestly much better than it has any business being. Not to mention, I love the dichotomy of exacting violence against ghoulish demons in such an opulent looking environment. This game is weird as heck and I love every minute of it.
Hey, this is Michael from the channel Xulam, and I'm a Steam pal too. If there's one game that stuck out this year between the obvious AAA big ones, it's Return to Monkey Island. The game itself is one of these rare, very late sequels that live up to and exceed expectations. Ron Gilbert, who originally created the Monkey Island franchise way back when, returned to the IP and managed to both continue the story where he left it off and include all the story threads by people who worked on the IP after he left. And at the same time, he found a way to make the franchise very approachable for new players. The game also manages to hold up on the gameplay side. All the puzzles make sense, which isn't a given for this genre. So let's talk a minute about why this is a great recommendation as a Steam Deck game. For one, it's puzzle heavy. That means you get in, you do a puzzle, and you get out. Or you don't manage to do the puzzle and think about it until you get to play it again. It has a beautiful art style that is not too power hungry. It's very expressive and fits the story perfectly. Sometimes text and story heavy games don't give the player the options they need to individualize the experience on the Steam Deck according to their needs. Here you get all the options that are perfect for the deck. You get to decide how big and readable the text on screen should be. You get to choose the spoken language. The game just received a full German translation. And the game is fantastic for controller input options. You can choose between full direct control of your character or the classic point-and-click control scheme. And even if it's not a very long game, it gives you multiple reasons to play it again. You can choose between a casual and a more puzzle-heavy difficulty, and you get an option that I really love to see in more games, which gives you more dialogue and more character, but a worse pacing as an option for a second playthrough. As it stands, Return to Monkey Island vastly exceeded my personal expectations, which were pretty big as the Monkey Island franchise holds a special and dear place in my heart. And if I had to sum up my experience in one sentence, I couldn't say it any better than Guybrush himself.
I learned more than I ever wanted to know about mops.
This is High Tech Lowlife, and thank you for watching this video. If you liked this Steam Pal video, be sure to like and subscribe and share this with your friends. If you liked this video, be sure to check out our individual channels. Everyone on this list here makes great Steam Deck content, so you should check out every single channel here